Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Smashified. I am Artsy Omni, and today I am joined by Chris Szczesiul.
Yay.
Andrew Coleman.
Hey.
And Nathanael Platier.
Hello, hello.
And as you can see on the screen, you are looking at the very beginnings of the process for I think the first Zelda character that we've done, right? This is our first Zelda character.
Yeah.
Vaati.
Spoopy.
From several games, actually. He's probably most well-known for his appearance in the Minish Cap, but he was also in some games prior to that. I think his first appearance was in Four Swords, in his demon form, his big eyeball form thing. So, yeah, this is actually a recurring villain in the Zelda franchise. Actually, the most recurring, second to Ganon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're correct.
So, yeah, Nathaniel, you're a big fan of this character. I can tell.
Like this is gonna be the one episode where I'm like, shut up, Omni. This is my character. Like ever since I
should have done the intro.
Yeah, ever since I joined Smashified, I immediately said, didn't I say it immediately?
I remember.
You guys just Smashify.
You were very excited about this idea.
Very much, yeah.
And in fact, I think the time you brought it up, you were like, if you guys ever do Vaati, and by that time we were already planning on doing it, but this is a character that sort of took a long time before we actually got started on it. But I think this is one of the earlier characters that we decided to actually do, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this one's been a long time coming, and it's finally done.
It's about time we had a Zelda character.
Yeah, it is kind of surprising that there aren't that many Zelda characters that I can think of off the top of my head that are highly requested for Smash Fun.
Yeah, well, the problem is there's a lot of NPCs in the game, but most of them only appear in one game. The only ones that are kind of recurring are the ones that are already in Smash, like Ganon and Sheik and Zelda. So, and even Sheik was only in one game by the time she was added to Super Smash Brothers as an alter ego.
Spoiler alert!
Your bases. Smart.
Okay, the embargo for the spoiler that Sheik is Zelda is over. Get over it.
What?
But yeah, I think Vaati is one of those characters that's deserving of a swap. But you don't really see much love for the Capcom developed Zeldas these days. There's no representation of that in Hyrule Warriors or anything like that. It's all Nintendo developed stuff. So I think it's high time we finally see something from the Capcom stuff in a 3D format. So it was a good choice, I think, to do this one.
So Nathaniel, what do you like so much about Vaati and about his games?
Like Omni already said, he was the second most recurring villain in the Zelda series. And the Minish Cap was always my favorite Zelda game anyway, as a kid. And he just had a lot of personality, honestly. The game itself did. And I felt it kind of separated himself from all the small one-time villains. So he was my favorite.
Yeah, he's got a good backstory too, I think. For those of you who haven't played Minish Cap, because I imagine quite a few of you, the Minish are a race of people that are very, very tiny, and they're the ones responsible for putting hearts and rupees in pots and such. And so he was once one of those people until he got his hands on what I think they call in the game the Mage's Cap, which is I think the titular Minish Cap can correlate to both Eslo as a character and the hat that gives Vaati his power. So it's sort of got a dual meaning in that regard. But basically he takes the hat and he wishes to become powerful, and so he becomes Vaati the Wind Mage and wreaks havoc on Hyrule multiple times, and then gets vanquished in Four Swords Adventures for the last time, I believe it is. I don't remember.
It's one of the Four Swords. I don't remember. They both kind of run together, honestly.
Yeah, Adventures came second, though.
I think Adventures was the last Capcom development. Well, actually, the last Vaati / Four Swords related kind of story in the arc.
Do you think perhaps we'll see him in a future Zelda title, like Breath of the Wild?
Sadly,
it's interesting.
I don't think so, but I really want to.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because a lot of the people who were involved in developing games like Minish Cap are actually on the Zelda team now, but you don't really see any callbacks to the lore that was established in those games. It's mostly just mechanics that are kind of harkened to. So it'll be interesting to see if they do anything with Breath of the Wild, because we're seeing a lot of callbacks to older games in Breath of the Wild, so who knows? I'm not going to say it's likely that it'll happen, but I wouldn't be entirely shocked if it actually did end up having some kind of reference to the older GBA era.
Yeah. I thought at least it would be like a callback in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Because it was such an iconic character, honestly.
And it was such like an established like era of the Zelda series,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
set of games.
I mean, aside from one character, they haven't really used the handheld Zeldas in Hyrule Warriors.
Nope. And then I think the DLC for that game is over now, right? Like that's it with the Spirit Tracks set.
I don't know.
So I don't think it'll ever happen, which is sad. But who knows? Maybe with the NX, that's never going to be revealed. We'll see. Stuff relating to this game again. Who knows? I'm going to say that, and by the time this video comes out, it's going to be like announced or something.
Yeah, with our luck, yeah.
Yeah.
Same day.
Yep. But let's see.
Talk about the music.
Yeah, definitely. Thaniel, did we lose Thaniel? Hopefully we didn't lose Thaniel. We can talk about the art for a second. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
So, Thaniel, talk a bit about the music for this one, since you actually worked on this song a while back.
A long time ago.
How long ago was it?
It was in 2012.
Oh, wow.
The original was made in 2012, and it was called Vaati's Fury, because it had all three of his themes in it. Vaati's Wrath, Vaati's Transfiguration, and just Vaati's theme, period. So I put them all together, but recently, because that was so long ago, I remastered everything from pretty much scratch, and then just kind of made it a dual mix, and just picked and chose the best parts of everything. So now it sounds good now.
Yeah, definitely. No, this was long before Smashified was a thing. This song existed, this arrangement. So it's good that we were able to utilize it in some way, because it's always nice when you don't have to create something from scratch for a character process.
Yeah.
It saves time. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the process, though.
It's funny you mentioned that. Now I think about it. Nathanael came to us with this song. Retro came to us with the Isaac song, and maybe Michael came to us with one that's about to be released. Who's to say?
Yeah, that's true. No, we had some characters that the musicians already had something really great in store for it, so we just utilized something that was already made, and it fit well. So I was making a joke about how like the string part, when it first comes in, it reminds me of the Metal Gear theme for like a split second, and then it goes does its own thing.
I made this before even hearing any of the soundtrack for Metal Gear, so that was very coincidental.
Yeah, no, it's total coincidence. Yeah, definitely not like a copy kind of thing. It's just like one of those things where music, there's only 12 notes in a scale, in the chromatic scale, so there's bound to be different. Yeah, there's going to be repetition in the music that you hear. But yeah, it definitely happens a lot. Chris, I liked this, what we were just looking at, this belt kind of detail that you added to the belt there. That's not something that was in the Minish Cap artwork, but I liked the added fidelity.
Well, the reason why I added it was just because I was looking at Toon Link, and Toon Link had that added, so I literally just sort of copy-paste over. And it looks really good because it's a different material. On Toon Link, his belt is obviously more of a leather, and Vaati's got more of this like gold tight cinched belt. So I thought that taking that, making it its own bump map, sort of looked pretty nice on Vaati. Adding where we can to sort of stay true to the Smash aesthetic.
This part here,
blocky hair.
Yeah, the hair, positioning the hair was tricky because we wanted to come up with like a pose that harkens to the fact that he's a wind mage specifically. So blowing wind just made sense, but then we had to take this hair that doesn't have any rig bones or anything. We just had to mold it from scratch using the polygons, and it was a little bit tedious, but it worked out, I think. And the hat too.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversation had that we wanted to make his pose look pretty dynamic. We were just trying to go for more dynamic poses in general now, and just looking at Toon Link's pose render for Smash 4, it's actually at a lower focal length level than the typical ones, and he's really sort of coming to the camera.
Toon Link's. Yeah, his head is even bigger than it actually is in that shot. So.
Yeah. he's really coming at you. So we wanted to do something comparable, but maybe not as insane, because Toon Link and Vaati have very different proportions. Vaati's a little bit taller and more elongated, stretched out in comparison. So he's not quite the midget that Toon Link is.
Yeah, looking at the two original art pieces that we based them on, I think Toon Link, he's a bit more of a Spirit Tracks iteration, where his proportions continue to get stubbier and stubbier, like his legs got shorter and shorter and shorter for each game that he was in. And then Vaati, just one game, so we just used that proportion set. But here is the finished product. There's that belt. Look at that.
My son.
My son. I think he's older than you. He was born a long time ago and has since died.
My
Many
son.
times.
There we go. Alright guys, well that's it for this episode, so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to follow everyone who worked on this episode on social media. The links to all of those are in the description below. And also a huge thank you to our patrons on Patreon for helping to make these episodes possible. So if you'd like to support Smashified and get some really great rewards, we have 1-hour commentaries on there, art prints, project files, even access to our Discord server at a certain level, so consider backing us on Patreon. And also, be sure to check the Gumroad page for some Photoshop and side brushes and a tutorial that's been recently stocked in there, in addition to some that are coming in the future, so be sure to check those out. That's pretty much it, so until the next episode, guys, this has been Omni, Chris, Andrew, Nathaniel. We will see you guys in the next episode. See you guys.
The way you said it, I thought we were gonna die or something. Say it quick, we're gonna die, oh my god!
This was too short. Go check out the extended.
Ha 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 ha.